Awesome, good to be back. My patients there will call me Dr. Karen. I own a practice in Uptown Gainesville. It's called Genesis Chiropractic and Wellness Center, and I really preach and instill concepts and principles of health and wellness through nutrition, through a healthy diet, through exercise, getting you guys active. So I love doing these talks. Today I'm going to talk about teaming up for weight loss. So how many of you guys have tried losing weight? Doesn't it feel like you're so alone when you're doing it? It's so much easier if you have a group of people around you that can help to motivate you and get you going and keep you going, so that way you actually lose the weight and keep it off. So understanding your why. So we all know how to lose weight. I mean, it's on the TV, it's in the news, it's everywhere. Eat less calories, eat this, not that, eat healthier, don't eat junk food, don't eat fried food. But you have to understand, why do I not want to eat the junk food? Why do I want to stay away from the fried food? Why am I not eating my coworkers' donuts when they bring them in? So understanding your why. So there's a couple of reasons that I think that most people try to lose weight, and it comes down to, I think, these 6 reasons. One, they're looking in the mirror and you're like, you wake up in the morning, you look at the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, I do not look like I looked 5 years ago. I've gained so much weight. I look like I'm tired, I look fatigued, my eyes are drooping. I just don't look healthy. I need to do something about it. The second reason, you're already a victim of your lifestyle choices. So if you have been unhealthy long enough that you've now created a chronic illness in your body, such as diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol, if you've gone on long enough that you've created that lifestyle choice, you might have that wake-up call when you go and get your annual checkup with your doctor, and he's like, if you don't get on a diet regimen or you don't watch, the fats that you're putting into your body, you're going to have high cholesterol another year. I'm going to put you on a drug if you don't change it in the next 6 to 8 months or so. That might be your wake-up call as well. Preventing family history of illness. How many of your parents, grandparents are dying from heart disease, from cancer, from diabetes? You're starting to see, as we get older, we're starting to see those things in the later years. Yes, we're living longer, but you don't want to end up like your grandparents or your parents who have diabetes, who had cancer, and who are suffering the last couple of years of their life. Want more energy. So if you're going to work, you come home and you're just hitting the couch and you're like, I'm going to lay here for the next 4 hours. That might be your wake-up call that you want to start getting healthier and lose weight. Should I be aware? Is that okay? Okay. Everybody else is doing it. It's a fad, right? Everybody else is on the next shake. Everybody else is eating this protein bar. Everybody else is reading this book. I can tell you that is a fad, and it does not last well with people. It lasts for maybe a week or 2. And then they're like, I'm bored with this. So that doesn't usually hold up. And the 6th reason, there's an event coming up. Maybe it's a wedding. Maybe it's your high school reunion. Whatever the event is, you want to lose weight for that, and you might get a trainer for that or something. Under these reasons, they can help you short term, but the long term is really going to come to, what am I doing every day that reminds me that I want to be healthier, or that I want to lose weight, or that I want to live longer, or get rid of a chronic illness? So it comes down to your everyday. So to be successful at losing weight and keeping it off, you absolutely must create a community of healthy lifestyle habit advocates. Basically, the people around you must motivate you. If they're not there teaching you and helping you and showing you that you can get healthier and you can set a goal and achieve it, then it's not going to last. So who do you spend the most time with? Is it your coworkers? Do you spend the most time with your family or your friends? Most of us are at work during the day, 5 days a week. I would say a majority of our time is actually spent with our coworkers. So the people around you, if you want to lose weight, if you want to get off your blood pressure medication by exercising and getting a healthier diet, whatever your goal is, tell it to the person that you spend the most time with. And that might even be your spouse. Tell it to them so they can help you. So when you go and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out, I need that big giant bucket of ice cream. They're like, oh, remember that goal you talked to me about? Make them keep you accountable, because it's the people around you that are going to help build you up. And the same goes for you and somebody else that you're working with. If they come to you and they're like, yeah, I'm trying to lose 10 pounds, when they're going to go reach for a donut, be that person that stands up and is like, you don't need that, or aren't you trying to lose 10 pounds? Because they're telling you it for a reason, and you should tell them for a reason to keep each other accountable. So it's about being accountable, not perfect. So everything you do every day, it's not about being perfect. If you had a meal and you ate it out and you went out with a couple coworkers, for instance, and you ate more than you wanted to, just know the next meal is the next clean slate. It's not the next day. It's about being accountable, not perfect. So make a pact and check in daily. So what I want to talk to you guys about at the very end of this slide is getting a couple people together and keeping each other accountable. Stick to your game plan. If it's eating less, if it's maybe cutting out the Cokes and the Diet Pepsis and drinking more water, whatever that game plan is, keep to it and get a way of reminding yourself daily that you're gonna achieve that next goal. Remember, losing weight is a personal goal. Don't compare your weight loss to anybody else's. Everybody's different. We're all created different, right? So if you want to lose 10 pounds and maybe your coworker needs to lose 20, they're losing 2 pounds in a week and a half and you've only lost maybe a quarter of a pound, don't compare yourself to them because it's all about you and you achieving your personal goals. And the last one, never look back. So if you messed up yesterday or you messed up last week, don't let that hold you back from your next goal. It's always, every minute is a clean slate. You have to look forward, not back. Because if we keep looking back, we're never going to keep it off for life. So nutrition goals. So we'll talk a little bit about some things that you can change, maybe kick out in your nutrition so you can start to get some results. So kicking out sugar. Whether it's real sugar or it's artificial, the sweeteners, kick it out. If you kick that out, you're going to kick out that craving. If you cut that stuff out of your diet, you're going to lose weight. And you're also going to change the palate, the way that your taste bud adapts to certain food groups, and you're going to like different foods that you didn't like before. There's a protein shake that I sell in my office, for instance, and there's no sugar in it, but it has like a stevia in it. A lot of people are like, oh, I tasted stevia and I hate it. Well, that's because you're used to eating the real stuff and the real sugar that's causing you to lose or to gain weight. But if you switch over and you adapt that palate, and people start doing the shakes more and more over and over every morning, they start adopting a different taste to it, or they change it. The artificial sugars, they influence your body the same way sugar does. So if you put an artificial sugar in your body knows, okay, there's something sweet on the taste buds. There's something sweet, so I need to raise my insulin levels, which is what's going to cause the sugar to go into the cell. But if it's not real sugar, all it's going to do is lead to a crash in your diet because your body's expecting sugar it's not getting. It's expecting calories that it doesn't get. So if you take in the artificial sugars, you're going to get the same result as if you took in real sugar. It won't be the calories, but you're going to get the same hormone result. So you're going to get the cravings. So if you can kick out the sugar throughout your whole weight loss journey, you're going to lose the weight because you're going to change the way that your taste buds adapt to foods. Cutting down your serving sizes. A lot of us eat really well and they eat healthy because we've adapted to a new lifestyle, but the biggest thing is we're eating too many portion sizes. The portion sizes are way bigger than they need to be. For this last weekend, I was over in Vancouver, Canada. Their portion sizes are so small, but I don't see the obese people there that I see here. Their portion sizes are so much smaller and they just adapt to that livelihood. So if you can adapt to smaller portion sizes, you're not going to be hungry all the time because you're going to adapt to that. Snacking smart. I don't really believe in snacking at all, but if you're going to snack, you can snack smart, and we'll go over some of those. And then focusing on whole foods. Whole foods are what is going to help you adapt and change your body. It's going to help you change your lifestyle and the way that you cook and prepare foods at home. If you focus on eating packaged or processed foods, like instead of eating whole brown rice, you're eating rice-a-roni because it's still rice, but it has stuff in it. The stuff in it over time is what's going to cause you to gain weight. It's all the sodium that's in the packaging, all the chemicals and the processing that it takes to make that, for instance, the rice-a-roni. You want to focus on whole foods. So does your snack have more sugar than a donut? This is actually a very surprising thing. The American Heart Association, for instance, the standard here, they say on their website, it says 6 teaspoons of sugar a day for women and 9 for men. So a teaspoon is equivalent to 4 grams of sugar. This is going to make you look at sugar a whole lot different. So there's 13 grams of sugar in 1 chocolate glazed donut, for instance. So in a Cliff Bar, there's as much sugar in a Cliff Bar as there are 2 donuts. And a lot of us, we eat, we're like, oh, well, I chose the protein bar. I didn't choose the donut. But there's more sugar in a protein bar, like the Cliff Bar, than there is in a donut. So, and I'm not telling you to eat donuts. That's not the point. But I want you guys to become aware of the ingredients that are in your foods, for instance. Okay, so we're going to do a quick exercise. Get in just like small groups. Here, I'll divide you. You guys, three here, four. Oh, you can combine with them and do a group of 4. And then in the orange, can you go with them to make a group of 4? Okay, so what I want you to do, this will be real quick. You don't want to lose either, I'll tell you why. You're going to do either sit-ups or push-ups if you lose, so focus. Okay, so we're going to go over how much sugar you think is in some of these foods. So you'll play yogurt, for instance. Okay, so in your group, think about how many grams of sugar are in a Yoplait yogurt. And you see it in the back of the labels, the ingredients. So just take a couple seconds and decide how many grams of sugar you think are in there. Okay, so the first one, the Yoplait yogurt, how many grams of sugar do you think?
I think 26.
26, okay. How many do you guys think?
12.
12? How many?
22.
22? And
14.
14? Okay, so whatever, did I get off everybody? 7? Okay, so whoever is the closest doesn't have to do either your choice of jumping jacks or sit-ups. 27 grams. So you guys were closest, I think? Yeah? 27 grams. That's in just one yogurt. There's more sugar in a Yoplait yogurt cup than there is in a can of Mountain Dew. Yeah. Yeah, the Greek yogurt is good. So a really good alternative is plain Greek yogurt with just some berries in it. Okay. So you guys don't have to, you guys get your choice, jumping jacks or sit-ups.
I'll do crunches.
You gotta do 5. Okay, do 5. So stand up and just do 5 jumping jacks. See, if you eat the extra calories, you have to work out. Good job. Yeah, you just do 5. All right, we're just warming up. We got more. Okay, so vitamin water.
And I gotta work out tonight.
There you go. It's a warm-up. So just regular vitamin water. Okay, how many do you guys think? 15? Talk about it.
How many ounces?
Just in that serving.
Yeah, but how many ounces is that?
I think 8 ounces. They're changing serving sizes now. They're usually reducing it to lower the ingredient list.
0.
0?
No, it's not 0.
Vitamin water?
18 for 0.
Huh?
Okay.
18? You guys said
It's like a Coke.
15. Okay, 18.
Okay, so did you?
Oh, like a Coke.
All right, so you pick. How much?
I don't know what you look at. 20?
20?
16.
16. Okay. 33. Whoa! Vitamin water is not vitamin water. It's loaded in sugar. Who was closest? Who said, I think 22? Okay, well, everybody else. 5. 5. 3. I'll do them with you because I love them. Okay. Okay, so Starbucks latte, and we're only doing a latte. I didn't want to scare you guys with the frappuccinos. What's that?
With sugar or without?
Without the pumped sugar, or I'm sorry, with 1 pump of sugar.
1 pump.
Yeah. You guys good?
45.
45 with 1 pump of sugar.
60.
60? You guys are moving up now. 35? 45. How many?
How many tablespoons or teaspoons is the pump?
I believe it's just 1.
Yeah, we'll say 8.
8? Okay. Do you guys back there? You guys are goofing around.
Don't drink coffee.
None? Okay. 17 grams. Yeah. They have sucralose in there, and I believe there's sorbitol. So who is the closest? You guys went really high this time.
Yeah.
You guys were pretty close. Yeah, I think you guys are the closest. Oh man, you guys are gonna. You said you Guess their own calories, you gotta work out. And you guys think about it, like these are just things that we snack on throughout the day. Okay, the Luna bars. Do you guys ever have a Luna bar? It's like a protein bar. I think they consider them paleo. I don't eat bars, but I think they consider it like a paleo choice because it doesn't have the grains in it. But how many grams of sugar? 24? Okay, 24. No, everybody has to do them. How many do you guys think? 20?
28.
28. Okay. That one's 27. You guys are closest. 28.
They're nurses.
They guessed wrong on the latte. By the way, if you order a latte and you don't have any sugar in it at all, and it's just like the milk and the espresso together, I think it's maybe 2 grams of sugar. But if you can replace your coffees with just like coconut milk or almond milk, that is going to cut your calories for 1, and for 2, you're cutting out all the sugar, and you're still getting a flavor behind it. Okay, Tropicana, just like a glass of orange juice. What do you guys think? 30? Okay. Just 1 glass of orange juice. What do you guys think?
35?
35? 30, 36 or 46?
30.
36. And what do you guys think?
Was 28 good?
28? Okay. 22. You guys are closest. 22. All right. Go ahead. Either jumping jacks or sit-ups. I'll do them with you. Okay. And the last one, it's, oh gosh, I never know how to pronounce it. Oh, Abuela? Just their green drink.
The whole bottle?
The whole bottle. Is that the plant-based one? Or?
Let's go to the middle.
What?
15.
15. You guys, I'm sorry, you said 40?
Oh, jeez.
How many you guys?
22.
22?
18 grams.
18. This is going to really shock you guys. 50.
Oh my God.
50 grams. So you guys were closest. All right, you got to do 10. Don't cheat. Don't cheat on me. So these are the things that we kind of just grab throughout the day when we eat, but look how many more grams of sugar we're actually putting into our body. So we said,
Candy bar up there.
I didn't. I put the Cliff Bar.
Yeah. What do candy bars run? Like Snickers or something?
Probably in the same range as
Yeah.
Luna, but it's got protein too. Probably not much different than
Yeah, it's probably about the same in there. The problem I have with protein bars, is there's usually added oils in them just to make them nice and sticky together. And the added oils are like rancid oils. It's like trans fats in there. So, yeah.
What about Lara bars?
What are they called?
Lara bars? They're only sweetened with dates.
They have a lot of sugar in them. Yes, they're more natural, but they do have a lot of sugar. Yeah. Okay, so we said there's 13 grams of sugar in a donut, like a chocolate glazed donut. But 13 grams, think about it, that's essentially 2 donuts in 1 yogurt cup, which most of us sometimes have in the morning, right? Or a snack. The vitamin water, that would be almost 3 donuts in there. A latte, about 1, right? The bars, usually about 2. There's about 2 in the orange juice. And then the last one would be 4, essentially like 4 donuts. And we would think the last one would be almost the most healthiest because it's fruit juices together or plant-based stuff together, but there's a lot of sugar in this stuff. So take a look at the ingredients and know the things that you're snacking on and how much more sugar is actually in these things. These things throughout the day, like your little snacks, are what's going to cause you to crave foods more. Because what it does is it spikes your blood sugar and then you crash and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm hungry. You're really not hungry, your blood sugar is just crashing. So Surprising, right? Okay, snacks that are low in sugar and high in protein. So what we want to do is adapt to the things that are healthier for us. I was talking to my fiance because he used to be about 60 or 70 pounds overweight, and he cut the weight. But he said the biggest thing for him was snacking, because he sits in front of a computer all day and he just mindlessly snacks. So he cut out snacking altogether. But think about if you snacked on these foods versus like, what are things that people snack on? Like chips or something, or like you know, like a little bag from the store. So eggs, for instance, one egg is 70 calories and there's no sugar in there. So the protein is going to help sustain you throughout the day, and you won't go through those sugar crashes. So even just 2 hard-boiled eggs, if you bring that to work and snack on that, you're getting protein.
How many calories does fat have? Isn't it fat, protein, carbohydrate as far as the...
Right, there's 7 to 9, I think, it's 9. Thank you. 4 grams for like a carbohydrate or for protein, and then 9 for fat. But that's why nuts have higher calories, right? Because it's mostly fat. So the eggs, they finally dropped the link between eggs and cholesterol and high cholesterol, finally. The cholesterol in the eggs are not going to cause your cholesterol levels to go high, for once. They're talking about that now. It will help to sustain you, and most of the nutrients in an egg are in the yolk. So it's going to help to sustain you. They found over the course of 10 years, if you have 2 eggs for breakfast, it's not going to affect your cholesterol levels. I know. Finally. So eggs are okay. So snack on those throughout the day, for instance. Just get some hard-boiled eggs. It looks funny. Your coworkers are going to yell at you because they smell funny, but they're really good to snack on. Pistachios, you can have 25 pistachios for 100 calories, and that will help to sustain you. Do you have a question?
Yeah, like with the eggs, like does it make a difference whether you get like the cage-free or all organic or whatever?
It does. The research shows us that the vitamin D levels vary and the omega levels vary, depending on if they're cage-free or if they're in a cage, and also, again, on their feed. Because you are what you eat and what they ate. If they ate corn and they were raised on corn, you're essentially eating corn too. But if you ever notice like the yolk differences between a farm fresh egg, right, and one that you get at Publix, for instance, I mean, the color is completely different. The consistency is totally different. And if you get, like, if you go to Publix and you get like the, I think it's the hen eggs, they sell them in like a case of 6. Oh my gosh, the yolk is so thick in those. It's so good though. But yeah, you'll notice the differences in there because it changes the vitamin composition. I know. Okay, pistachios, again, you can have 25 nuts and it's 100 calories. The great thing about nuts is it releases something in your intestine called CCK, which tells your brain basically I'm full. So if you eat a handful of nuts before you eat dinner, you're going to eat less. The point is to eat less, though, during dinner. Don't have the nuts and the dinner, too. Remember portion sizes. Edamame, really high in protein, and it's not animal-based for some of the people that don't like the animal-based snacks. There's 150 calories in there and 11 grams of protein. That's a lot. No sugar either. You're not getting the sugars. And then string cheese, for instance, 1 stick is 80 calories. So if you're one of those people that mindlessly snacks when you're in front of the TV or in front of your computer, these are great snacks for you because you're not going to sit there and eat them over and over again. If you do, then we have other issues. Okay, cut down your calories. So if you have a 500 calorie deficit, if you remove 500 calories from your diet over the course of 1 week, you will lose 1 pound. Not 1,500 calories. Some people are like, oh, I'm going to go on a diet, and they cut everything out. So now you're going from a 2,500 calorie diet to like an 800 to 1,000 calorie diet. You're going to get really hungry really quick. And on top of it, your body's going to rebound. Because if you put your body in a starvation zone, it says, I'm starving, I'm going to hold on to everything. And then when you start to put food back in, it's just going to rebound you, and you're just going to rubber band back into the weight. A lot of people notice that when they take the carbohydrates out of their diet, and then they gain all the weight back when they put them back in. So it's all about balance. But if you want to create a 500 calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. The key is, too, that the slower you lose the weight and the more gradual the weight loss, the more it's going to stay off. Because you're changing your lifestyle to get to that point. If you think about it, like if you want to lose 5 or 10 pounds, the food that caused you to gain 5 or 10 pounds, the extra food or the different food choices, the different food groups, that is what's going to keep the weight on you. So if you remove that stuff, or if you reduce the serving size of it, you will lose weight, and it's not going to be hard to do. So power foods to focus on. You want to focus on lean proteins such as chicken, tofu, or fish. Carbohydrate sources, you want to focus on whole foods like black beans or rice, not the packaged stuff like the rice-a-ronis. And then fat sources, pure fats such as avocado, coconut oil, and palm. There are a lot of calories in fat. So if you have more fat in your diet, just know you're going to have to reduce other things. So have a moderate fat diet and you won't have to worry about the extra calories behind it. Another thing, we all know like if you eat chicken over beef, it has less calories or has less fat, so I'm going to lose weight. But what are you putting on your chicken? What are you putting on your fish? What kind of sauces do you use and what do you cook with? If it's sauces that are high calorie or high oil, it's not going to cause you to lose weight. So switch out the things that you're putting on your protein sources, for instance. Use herbs. Start experimenting with different curries and stuff that you can use. Because a lot of that stuff, it's A, you're going to reduce the calories, but B, you're not going to get all the high sodium and the saturated fats in them.
Karen, what's the difference in the various grades of coconut oil? The price ranges drastically, and I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah, I know. The problem is because so much of it is marketed now, they've gone market crazy with it. So you want to go for like a pure, extra virgin, unrefined. That should be the most expensive, but the best for you. One thing that I am getting into right now is red palm oil. It's unrefined. Red palm oil, and some of you guys get my news articles on it. It literally goes into the arteries. They have proof on the research. It goes into the arteries and it removes the plaquing. That's amazing, right? I know. And Trader Joe's just got a huge shipment of it. I'm not sure what their source is and how good it is. I just know they got a huge shipment of it. But the red palm oil, you can actually cook it at a higher temperature than coconut oil as well. It's like a deep red color. It's called carotenes. It's a deep red color, but it doesn't change the flavor. So, yes?
What about olive oil?
Olive oil is great cold. You want to use it cold. I don't really like cooking with extra virgin olive oil or any type of olive oils for that matter, because what happens when you cook with it is the cooking temperature is a lot lower. So it just, A, it'll change the taste of the food, and B, you'll probably cause it to go rancid. So
what should you bake with?
Baking, coconut oil or palm oil.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people don't like the coconut oil because it's got a strong flavor to it. I'm telling you, try the palm oil, it's completely different. You're gonna put it on your food though, and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, my food's all red, but I promise it doesn't change the flavor. But red palm oil is awesome. Again, it will lower your blood pressure, lowers the clotting, and helps the elasticity of the arteries.
Are there any other oils you can use? Because the palm oil, apparently they're slashing and burning a lot of
I did hear about that lately.
Forest
For it. I would say just research the source of where it's from. And then
flaxseed oil.
Flaxseed is good not to cook with, but good as a cold oil. If you are diabetic, your body doesn't produce an enzyme to break it down though, so you won't get the same benefits. But flaxseed is very good, and that's what they have in the refrigerated section too. So, okay, we good with this? Carbohydrates, focus to plants, spinach, arugula, greens are considered a carbohydrate, and you're not going to get the huge insulin spikes. In terms of carbohydrates, I can tell you if you want to lose weight, kick out the bread and kick out the pasta. That stuff's just never good for you. And I promise you'll change your palate. Just switch it out. If I want to reduce my weight, for instance, instead of eating chicken over rice, I'll eat chicken over broccoli. And I can still have the same seasonings that I want with it. So, okay, meal plan example. So this is a pretty good example of what your meals should break down and look like. So breakfast, if you have 2 scrambled eggs with a little bit of cheese and endless veggies. So you're getting the carbohydrates would be the vegetables in here. You're getting the protein from the eggs and a little bit of fat from the cheese. Lunch, chicken with like a mustard vinaigrette and leafy greens. Balsamic vinegar is great because you're gonna get that kind of sweet flavor without having the sugar kick with it. I think there's only 1 gram of sugar in there, so we'll survive with that one. And then dinner, 3 ounces of grass-fed sirloin. Remember, 3 ounces, not 8 ounces, right? Serving sizes. And then if you get some organic roasted chicken or some wild-caught fish, greens and vegetables, and then you can saute them. Don't be afraid of butter. Use it sparingly, don't use a lot of it, but don't be afraid of butter versus like some of the smart, balanced, I can't stand that stuff. I go to my parents' house and I'm like, what is this? And I just throw it away. They get mad at me. But that stuff has all like chemicals and oils and stuff in it added to it. Just get butter, it's just cream and salt. And then dessert, if you have berries with some unsweetened cream over it, the berries have less sugar in them than some of the stuff that I gave you guys examples of. So don't be afraid of that. I'm allergic to sugar, but I can still eat berries because the sugar's so low. It doesn't affect me. So the berries are good, like strawberries, blueberries. Raspberries have a little bit more sugar, and blackberries do too, but strawberries and blueberries are great. Okay, so exercises. Movement will boost fat loss if you create a calorie deficit. Remember we said if you reduce your calories by 500 and write down your calories, or write down what you ate throughout the course of 3 days, you'll know how many calories you're taking in. So if you boost your movement, you're also going to create more of a calorie deficit. The top 3 reasons people don't exercise is time. They say, I don't have time, money, or I'm in too much pain. So excuses exposed, because I'm not going to let you, because y'all just did jumping jacks, so we're good. You get a better workout in 20 minutes than you do in an hour. It doesn't take much to get your body active and moving. You just want to bump up your heart rate and get your body moving a little bit. Money, you don't need an expensive gym membership, I promise you. I don't do gym memberships anymore. I get a better workout at home, running and just doing exercises from home. And pain, so lack of movement creates pain. You're going to be in more pain if you don't move. So if you get home and you're like, oh, I'm tired, I'm in pain, I promise you the movement, the way the body's designed, the fluid in your body is going to go into the joints. It's going to flush some of that inflammation out, and it's going to be less painful if you actually move. So if you have hip, knee, joint, headache, all those pains, a lot of that's tied into the positions that you have at work. So if you're sitting in front of the computer, for instance, for endless hours, most of us sit like that. Don't think you don't. I promise you do. And when you sit like that, what does it do? It affects your neck and it affects your low back. So get up, stretch, exercise a little bit, get yourself walking, and it's going to help to create that fluid movement inside your body. Okay, so I'm hungry, or the new term is hangry. Have you guys heard that term? Hungry and angry combined. I don't like the word, but I'm going to use it. So hungry is normal. When you're creating a calorie deficit, you're going to be hungry. It's okay. Get used to it. You're going to reduce your calories. Your body's going to adapt to that new state of not needing a lot of calories, and you won't be hungry at a certain point. The second thing is, if you are hungry, you're probably just thirsty. The body's really bad at telling you, am I hungry or thirsty? Because you're used to taking in calories. Take in water. Put some lemon in it. Somebody told me that they take a little teaspoon of like pomegranate juice and they put it in their water to give it some flavor. Don't use the little squeeze Dasani. I don't know what those are. I look at the ingredients, there's so many chemicals in them. There's nothing normal and natural in that at all. So I would say stay away from that, and just stick to water, and if anything, put a little bit of juice in it, and you're gonna get that water in there, just to give it a little flavor. A lot of us eat in front of the TV because we're bored, or we sit there and we just mindlessly eat with our spouse. At least that's what I've heard. So you want to step away from the habits that are creating you to gain weight or to not lose the weight. So maybe instead of watching TV in the evening, go for a nice walk. 20 minutes, that's all it takes. And then heading home from work, a lot of people stop at the gas station, they'll pick up a drink, they'll pick up a bar, like a protein bar. Those habits, again, over time, that's what's causing you to keep the weight on or not lose it. So you see your body in the way that it gets broken down? Only 1% of your body is actually sugar, but we take in so much sugar. The rest of it's water. So if we replace the water from the sugar, if you replace that and give your body more water, it's going to stay hydrated. You're not going to be as hungry anymore. Easy to say, hard to do, right? I know. Building happy habits together. So again, team up. Just find 2 or 3 people at work that are trying to lose some weight or trying to get healthy or become more mindful of what you're eating. Pick a couple of people and tell them what your goal is. Keep each other accountable. Just get like a group of 3 together, for instance. Maybe you want to walk together at lunch. The weather is getting so much nicer at now, but take a nice walk. Weekend activities, plan what you want to do on the weekend to keep yourself active. If you don't plan, you're going to sit in front of the TV or you're going to find something to do that doesn't keep you active. And surround yourself with people that are going to support you. Again, confess to them your goals and your ambitions, and it gets a whole lot easier. If you tell them, I want to get off my blood pressure medication, this is what it's going to take to get me off the blood pressure medication, keep me dedicated, make sure I'm drinking my water, make sure I'm exercising. And then reward yourself. You're going to come a long way when you do and you start adapting to different lifestyles. You need to reward yourself because it keeps you going, right? So write down 3 to 5 wants that you have. Maybe for us females, it's like, I really want those awesome tennis shoes, but they're expensive. But then you tell yourself, if I don't go to Starbucks and get that latte that has so much sugar in it, I can afford it. So write down 3 to 5 things that you want. And then once you achieve your goal, maybe 5 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever it is, reward yourself with that because you deserve it. It'll keep you going too. Okay, in group accountability roles here, so like I said, choose 2 other people, get a group of 3, choose 2 other people that you want to help keep you accountable. And then have one person keep the nutrition goals, the next person will be exercise, and the last person will be basically detox. So the first person, if I'm the nutrition person, what I want to do is go to my 2 people throughout the day and just be like, did you eat well yesterday? Did you stick to your goals? And just be honest about it. But you're keeping that person accountable. You're not being an annoyance to them. You're keeping them accountable, right? If I was exercise, for instance, I would be like, did you walk for 20 minutes yesterday? Or did you go to the gym? Did you exercise? Did you do your workout at home? And then the last person is water. Did you drink half your body weight in ounces of water? That's a goal that I have for you guys. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water and still tell me you're hungry. I promise you won't be hungry. A lot of us are just really dehydrated. So again, when we're done here, pick 2 people and just ask them, will you be my accountability partner for the next couple weeks? How long is your challenge, Jen?
It's 6 weeks.
There you go, 6 weeks. And you'll just have a couple of people to keep you accountable with that. Pretty easy. Okay, lastly for me, because I really appreciate coming out to you guys and speaking, if you guys go to that URL and you sign up for the newsletter that teaches you things about red palm oil, for instance, or certain exercises you can do at your desk, if you go up there and sign on there, what I do for LifeSouth is I'll choose one person to come in and get a free exam. If you sign up and you're a patient of mine already, I'll just give you guys a percentage off on supplement sales. So, but that's some incentive so you guys have bi-weekly newsletters and keeping you healthy. So, all right.